after coming back from that loss down there at Southern Miss, that's one of the things that I emphasized when we talked about the fact that we have to start playing with a sense of urgency, a strong sense of urgency, because our lives are dependent on it right now. I mean, everybody's scratching and clawing and within the conference and trying to make sure they earn one of those top 4 spots so they can get that bye in the first round of the tournament. And right now, with having 6 tough games left on our schedule, we've got to really be focused. We've really got to come out every game and jump all over people, especially on the defensive end. So that's one thing that we definitely talked about yesterday and put a strong emphasis on, is just playing with a definite sense of urgency right now. Right now, on the defensive end, I mean, we're giving up too many points. And we gave up 77 points the other night in our loss at Southern Miss, and we've got to do a much better job on the defensive end. Our rebounding is getting better, but I'm just concerned at the easy buckets that we're allowing in the post and off the penetration, and that's an area that we've definitely got to pick up. Our free throw percentage has to come up, and we've got to get to the line more. I mean, we only went to the line 8 times against Southern Miss. They went to the line 28 times. And we've got to get to the line a lot more. But basically, on the defensive end, watching teams and watching what they do, we have to start taking things away and being very, very aggressive on the defensive end and looking to lock people down. Well, we've got good shooters. I mean, it makes it real easy when you've got kids that can shoot the ball. Amanda Peterson obviously has stepped in and really played a significant role in that area, and the fact that she's such a phenomenal shooter. Sometimes she gets a little down on herself when she misses her first couple shots, but she understands and knows that her job is to shoot the ball, and her teammates encourage her to shoot the ball. We're in the transition, get out wide, we're going to find her. And then we also have, a good shooter, Diamond Rogers and Brittany Jones, and then also with Kristen McFadden, Amanda Scott. So we've got quite a few kids on our team that can knock down the 3. So that's why you'll see in our stat column under that 3. We'll put up 25, 26 threes per game. This is what we do. And the fact that we have such good shooters on our team attributes to the fact of, why we lead that category. It's incredible. It's incredible. I tell you, Diamond Rogers is a story. I mean, that's a story I think that definitely needs to be talked about, definitely needs to be explored in great detail, because a lot of people have been asking, well, what happened to this kid in her first 2 years? It's like she just popped onto the scene. Where's she been? And it's like, she didn't just become a great player overnight. She's always been a great player. Since when we first got here, we inherited Diamond. She was one of the freshmen in that class when we first came here in 2004. And we knew right away that she had a tremendous amount of talent. Just with the ability of her to shoot the 3, create off the bounce, rebound, post up, play the point, play anywhere on the perimeter. But it was all a matter of Diamond believing that. It was all a matter of Diamond getting herself in physical condition. She'd never been pushed and had to get herself in top physical shape. And once she did that, everything else has become easy for her. And with her earning her 1,000 points, it wasn't a surprise to me, because she can score in so many different ways, and she's so difficult to defend. But she's a very interesting story. I mean, she's a very interesting young woman. I think if people had an opportunity to sit down and talk to her and get to know her, they'd be really surprised that she's a very how do I say this? She's a very sweet young lady. I mean, when you see her on the floor, you wouldn't think that. She's a very sweet, kind, and caring young lady. Between the lines, I mean, she's just a beast. I mean, I was watching a game the other day, and I was watching her penetrate to the middle, and the defense steps up, and she switches and finishes with her left hand. I mean, there aren't a lot of players that can do that. There aren't a lot of guys that can do that. So she's a tremendous amount of skill, tremendous amount of ability, and I'm just so proud at her elevation as a player. And she's done that. We've been on her, we've been riding her. Those first 2 years, we really rode her. A lot of people have forgotten that she tore ACL in the spring of her freshman year. And she was able to come back from that and become, a major part of this program.